Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our television studio. Now, as our audience, you will all have a very special role to play, but it's really easy. Just follow my lead, alright? And we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Television studio in Upper Jerusalem, it's Baking the Bread of Life with your host and chef, the sister who gets the job done, Martha.
Hey, such a morning this has been already, let me tell you. What happened? Oh, you are so sweet to ask, but I wouldn't want to bother you with my troubles. But since you asked, it was my husband, Bernie, that man. You'd think he would listen to me, but no. Like this morning, when I'm trying to leave early so I can go by the market on the way here, he wants a full Scottish breakfast with extra potato scones, I might add. Can you believe it? A cholesterol catastrophe. Bernie, I said, Bernie, I know Leviticus says all fat belongs to the Lord. But do you have to be a walking illustration? Have some fruit. It'll do you good. Now, in celebration of the upcoming festival of first fruits, yes, I know that our non-Jewish audience may call that Pentecost, but remember, we had it first. Today, we are going to prepare that sweet but light dish, perfect for picnics, parties, in fact, for any occasion. Who wouldn't enjoy a beautifully nutritious fruit salad? And not just any fruit salad, my darlings. Why, this recipe has passed down through my family since we left Egypt. You might say it's had a lot of trial and testing. No sour grapes allowed in this salad, my darlings. The fruit of the Spirit fruit salad. Family legend has it that this was King David's favorite midnight snack. Yes, now, when assembling the ingredients, well, first, you're going to need love and plenty of it. Love is the base of your recipe, the fruit that binds all the flavors together to perfection. And since there are so many varieties of love, it is important that you get the right kind. You know, the Greeks had it right when they gave every variety of love a different name. Today, we just smoosh it all together and say, I say this, you say that. What's the difference? Now, part of what is going to affect your choice is what's in season. But I would stay away from Eros love. I know it's cheap. The color's dramatic, but the flavor doesn't last. Now, Phileo love, it'll work if it's a small, intimate gathering. But if you have a big crowd like I always do, then you want agape love. Most chefs agree with me that agape love is the best you can offer your guests. Oh, the aroma and the flavor never fade. Now, your second ingredient today is joy. But ladies, it must be the real fruit. not this imitation stuff. Ugh. You use that, your salad will be a disaster. Now, true joy adds zest to the flavors, bringing them to perfection. Ooh. And remember, the deeper the color, the longer the flavor lasts. Wonderful. Our next ingredient is peace. Oh, and ladies, you must be very careful when you use this fruit. You've got to dig down deep into the harder piece and then throw the rest away. I know it sounds wasteful, but a shallow piece does nobody any good. And when it goes bad, oy vey, nobody wants to smell that. Next, the recipe calls for patience. My darlings, I'll tell you a little secret. I don't like patience. I just never seem to have the time or the effort it takes to prepare patience, so I don't use it. But next, our recipe calls for kindness. Now, to tell you the truth, I always borrow this from my neighbor. Well, kindness is so hard to find in the markets. And just when you need it the most, they always seem to run out. And I have tried to cultivate this in my own garden, let me tell you. But my neighbor's kindness always seems to taste sweeter than mine. So I figure, why not borrow her since she's got more than enough to share? Now, this next fruit, my mother would leave out. Goodness. She would say, kindness, goodness, who can tell the difference? Well, they are very similar fruits. But when you add goodness to your recipe, oh, your guest will taste the difference. The flavor that goodness adds is like, oh, it's like a honeycomb. Sweet to the taste and healing to the bones, to quote Solomon. So, unlike Hoyman here, but faithful to our sponsor's schedule. Now, oh, that reminds me, faithfulness. Yes, this is a wonderful ingredient to add to your salad. And I always send my husband to the market to buy it. I figure a little reminder doesn't hurt.
To be honest, a little reminder doesn't hurt any of us.
If you know what I mean. Now, faithfulness is a laborious fruit to prepare. But trust Mama, you take the time and the effort with it, your salad will be superb. Not yet, Helen. Next, we add gentleness. Do you know there are a lot of people that stay away from this fruit, that stay away from gentleness? Why, there are chefs that won't even use gentleness in today's instant recipe world. Well, this little fruit, it's tougher than it looks. The harder you pound gentleness, the the flavor. Finally, we add self-control, but not today. That was my problem this morning. No self-control. I went to every market in the city. I couldn't find any, and finally I said, Murray, what is the problem with the self-control? You know what he told me? It's out of season. Can you believe it? Self-control is out of season? Well, I remember when you could always find a little self-control. What is the world coming to when you can't find any self-control? Oy vey, as my grandmother would say. Yes, Herman, we need to wrap this up. My darlings, each of these ingredients is necessary, well, except for maybe patience, for your fruit of the Spirit fruit salad to be a dining experience your guests will never forget. It will change their lives. Yes. All right, Herman, all right. On second thought, ladies, maybe we'd better leave the patients in for Herman's sake. Thank you for once again baking the bread of life part of your lives. Now next week, we are going to give Hyman a holiday. So we're going to re-show our #1 show of the year, Don't Pass Over This Passover Lamb. We'll see you next time. Shalom.